Okay, so this is going to be series number 1 in my backcountry cooking series, where I basically just get straight to the point and focus on the meals that I'm going to prepare. So for today, I've got a nice cheap piece of steak that's been marinated for 24 hours with a Red Eye Hog dry rub. The reason why I say cheap piece of steak is because not everyone can afford $30, $40 T-bones or sirloins. I send my wife to the grocery store and she brings me back what's what's on sale. Got some button mushrooms here that I'm going to saute up after the steak. Olive oil, real butter, and 2 garlic cloves. And I've got about half a cup of cooking wine here that I'm going to use to saute the mushrooms while the steak is resting. Okay, so we've got the pan nice and hot here. We're starting to get some sizzling of the oil and the butter. I've got the heat on high. I'm just going to throw the steak on here, give it a nice sear on both sides, and then I'll reduce the heat and give it about 5 minutes aside. Just give the other side now 2 minutes. We've got a half decent crust here on the first side. We've got our sear. Just going to flip it back over. Drop the heat down to about a medium heat. And give it about 5 minutes aside. All right. So the steak is done. Look at the sear on that. Absolutely beautiful. Just going to take it, put it down here and tent it. Okay, so we'll let that rest. Grab our wine, which fell down. Look at that in the pan. Toss the mushrooms in. We'll let that cooking wine reduce down and give the mushrooms about 10-15 minutes. I forgot a very critical step here while the mushrooms are cooking. Bust open your beer. Oh, and just relax and wait for the mushrooms to cook down. All right, so we got the mushrooms done. Oh, there's the timer. Turn the gas off. Steak. Back in the pan. And there we have it. All right, so let's see what we've got with steak. Oh, it's nice. Cooked perfectly for my taste anyway. Oh yeah. And the mushrooms. It really hits the spot. If you're camping with a buddy, which I'm doing, you're gonna have to share the wealth. Chevy, go on. Chevy gets his cut. I get mine. It's really delicious, and it's really worth taking the time when you're in the backwoods to just enjoy yourself. You know, instead of bringing in noodles and or freeze-dried stuff, it has its place. If you've got the time, you don't mind hiking in a little cast iron to get that flavor from the pan. It really hits the spot. So I really hope you enjoyed that. I tried my best to sort of do step by step to start to finish. I'm going to give Chevy another cut. I'm going to finish it off with a nice little pom-pom cigar, and spend another half an hour at camp just relaxing, digesting the food, and head home. So I hope you enjoyed. This is going to be the first in a series of what I hope is many cooking videos where I get, you know, as creative as possible in the bush to cook up some awesome meals. Cheers.